morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, my friends. God's blessings upon you. Let's praise the Lord together, my friends. We have all awakened in God's shelter. Now we've come to praise His name together. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, my friends. Sing Hosanna. Hosanna. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Allow in the sanctuary of our Lord's protection and the stronghold of our Lord's defense. With His love our spirits are illumined as we glorify His name. Our hearts are blessed. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, my friend. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, my friend. Good morning. Good morning. I wanted that a little louder. To me, it should have been just a tad louder. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. First, let's say good morning to the folks in the room. Mike, we're so glad to see you here. We noticed you just yawned a little bit, so we know it's a bit of a struggle. And the lovely and talented Nene Ha is with us this morning. Good morning, yes. Nene.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you? I know. You're good. And hello to everybody in the Zoom here, and everybody in Facebook. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? We're glad to see you here. It's
good morning.
Too far away
Hello.
to see, but I think that's Terry's name there on screen. I'm not sure, but good morning.
Yeah, they won't. My camera's disabled, so you can't see my face. Sorry.
Well, we're glad that we're so important that you got us coming in 2 different streams. So thank you, Terry. We appreciate that. But everyone there in Zoom, I see Terry. Is there? Who else is that there?
Utah, I think.
It's Gita?
Utah.
Oh, who?
Utah.
Hi there, Utah. How you doing?
Assassin.
We're glad you're here. We're glad you're here. And we got Jeremiah back over there. How you doing, Jeremiah? Things are good. 2 thumbs up from Jeremiah. And how you doing, Daryl?
I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
I think it'd be a good idea to just give a general Happy New Year to everybody out there. I know we're a few days in now. We're just a few days in.
It's 2026.
We're just a few days in. I know I almost didn't recognize Mike. You shaved, Mike.
I did.
Okay.
I tried trimming a little, and it just got worse and worse.
I've been there. I know what you mean.
You know that.
I know what you mean. So let's go ahead. We're glad that we're starting off a new year here, still in the same book. We're going to stay in some answered questions, but right now we're going to go ahead and start as we always do with a prayer. Daryl, would you please do the honors?
Of course. He is the compassionate, the old bountiful. O God, my God, thou seest me, thou knowest me. Thou art my haven and my refuge. None have I sought, nor any will I seek save thee. No path have I trodden, nor any will I tread, but the path of thy love. In the darksome night of despair, excuse me, in the darksome night of despair, my eye turneth expectant and full of hope to the morn of thy boundless favor. And at the hour of dawn, my drooping soul is refreshed and strengthened in the remembrance of thy beauty and perfection. He whom the grace of thy mercy aideth, though he be but a drop, shall become the boundless ocean, and the merest atom, which the outpouring of thy loving kindness assisteth, shall shine even as the radiant star. Shelter under thy protection, O thou spirit of purity, thou who art thy bountiful provider, this enthralled and kindled servant of thine. Aid him in this world of being to remain steadfast and firm in thy love, and grant that this broken winged bird attain a refuge and shelter in thy divine nest that abideth upon the celestial tree. This is a prayer by Abdul Baha.
From Abdul Baha. Thank you, Daryl. Thank you very much. Well, again, as you know, if you've been joining us, we've been reading from Abdul Baha some answered questions. And we have talked about the fact that sometimes the verbiage is a little different from book to book because we may be reading from different editions. However, it's the same book, okay, some answered questions. And today we are starting on chapter 12, commentary on the 11th chapter of Isaiah. And I just want to remind people that as we're reading through these, what you're hearing, at least in these last few chapters that we've read, is Abdul Baha commenting, giving commentary and some insights, shall we say, into biblical scripture. Okay, what are the meanings of the various things that are talked about in the Bible and so forth and so on? And this particular chapter is no different. So you'll hear Daryl reading, a passage from the Bible, and then you'll hear him giving Abdul Baha's interpretation of what that passage really means. So Daryl, please.
Commentary on the 11th chapter of Isaiah. In Isaiah chapter 11, verses 1 through 9, it is said, and there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots. And the Spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him, the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of knowledge and of the fear of the Lord, and shall make him of quick understanding in the fear of the Lord. And he shall not judge after the sight of his eyes, neither reprove after the hearing of his ears. But with righteousness shall he judge the poor, and reprove with equity for the meek of the earth. And he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, and the breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked. And righteousness shall be the girdle of his loins, and faithfulness the girdle of his reins. The wolf shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the kid, and the calf and the young lion and the fatling together, and the child shall lead them, and the cow and the bear shall feed. Their young ones shall lie down together, and the lion shall eat straw like the ox, and the suckling child shall play on the hole of the asp, and the weaned child shall put his hand on the cockatrice den. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, for the earth shall be full of the knowledge of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea. The rod out of the stem of Jesse might seem to apply to Christ, for Joseph was a descendant of Jesse, the father of David. However, since Christ had come into being through the divine Spirit, he called himself the Son of God. Had this not been the case, this passage could have indeed applied to him. Moreover, the events that are said to occur in the days of that rod, if they be interpreted figuratively, came to pass only in part, and if they be taken literally, failed absolutely and entirely to take place in the days of Christ. So this seed out of Jesse was not Christ.
What?
No, it was not Christ.
Okay.
So, for instance, we might say that the leopard and the kid, the lion and the calf, the suckling child and the asp represent the various nations, the hostile peoples and contending kindreds of the earth, who in their opposition and enmity were even as the wolf and the lamb, and who through the breezes of the messianic spirit came to be endowed with the spirit of unity and fellowship, were quickened to life, and associated intimately one with another. But the condition referred to in the statement, they shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, for the earth shall be full of the knowledge of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea, did not materialize in the dispensation of Christ. For to this day, there are various hostile and contending nations in the world. Few acknowledge the God of Israel, and most are deprived of the knowledge of God. Likewise, universal peace was not established with the advent of Christ. That is, peace and well-being were not realized among the hostile and contending nations. Disputes and conflicts were not resolved, and harmony and sincerity were not attained. Thus, even to this day, intense enmity, hatred, and conflict prevail among the Christian peoples themselves.
Okay, before you continue, because obviously this next paragraph is, to me, kind of earth-shattering. But, I mean, again, I got to go back to my Christian roots. I will admit that reading these things that you've read, coming from the 11th chapter of Isaiah, I was picturing them literally. And okay, let's see, the wolf shall dwell with the lamb, the leopard shall lie down with the kid, the calf and the young lion and the fatling together, and a little child shall lead them.
Yeah.
Again, I pictured it all very literally, and I don't think that I'm unusual in that way. And yet here we're being told that these are not to be taken literally.
Right.
That they actually are more of a metaphor, I guess you could say. They're symbolically pointing out a variety of things, but which of course he explains. But he also points out that this idea of the rod out, shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots. That so many people think that is a reference to Jesus, and we're told it's not. This is a rhetorical question. I really don't expect you to have an answer. But if you have one,
It's pre-Jesus.
Okay. Oh, yeah. But if you have an answer, here's my question. How do you get people who are fully invested in, let's say, literal interpretation first and foremost, but also in the idea that this is a reference to Jesus? And now Abdul Baha here is saying, no, if you look more closely, it can't be.
Right.
And so, I don't know, how do you get people to, I'm not even saying dismiss whatever were their, previous beliefs or notions, how do you get them to even consider another possibility? And that's a whole nother, I know that's a hard question, that's all. But I do wonder, because I personally remember struggling with it. That's one of the reasons I'm asking. You got any ideas in that regard? Or does it all just, I'm sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
Well, I don't have an answer, to be honest with you. I don't have an answer because, like you, my Christian upbringing put me in the same frame of mind. So to take it literally, that the lion shall lay down with the lamb, etc. But I can see his point here in saying that these were actually nations that were not getting along. I can see that makes sense to me.
I'm glad you said
So,
that, yeah.
But like I said, my Christian upbringing taught me, put me in the same frame of mind as you.
And it is difficult to make a mental or even just a shift, whether you're talking emotionally
And it is a
or
shift.
logically. It is a shift. And I think one reason I'm bringing this up is because one of the reasons that I struggled with it, because when I started looking at this other possible interpretation, I actually started thinking, does this mean I have to disconnect myself from Jesus and my beliefs in Jesus? That's one of those things I struggled with. And of course, I came to the conclusion, no, you don't. And what Abdul Baha says, in, that you're getting ready to read, I think this helps us find some clarity there. And it certainly did help me in knowing that, no, it's not a shift away. It is not a loss of belief. It is looking at it in a different way that, frankly, even spiritually makes a little more sense.
Sure.
Maybe even a lot more sense.
Yep. I'm going to go back one line. Thus, even to this day, intense enmity, hatred, and conflict prevail among the Christian peoples themselves. So this was written, excuse me, in the early 1900s and applies to this very day.
Yeah,
This very day.
it certainly does.
But these verses apply word for word to Baha'u'llah. These verses apply word for word to Baha'u'llah. Moreover, excuse me. Moreover, in this wondrous dispensation, the earth will become another earth, and the world of humanity will be arrayed with perfect composure and adornment. Strife, contention, and bloodshed will give way to peace, sincerity, and harmony. Among the nations, peoples, kindreds, and governments, love and amity will prevail, and cooperation and close connection will be firmly established. Ultimately, war will be entirely banned, and the laws of the most holy book are enacted. Arguments and disputes will, with perfect justice, be settled before a universal tribunal of government and peoples, and any difficulties which may arise will be resolved. The 5 continents of the world will become as one. Its diverse nations will become one nation. The earth will become one homeland, and the human race will become one people. Countries will be so intimately connected, and peoples and nations so commingled and united, that the human race will become as one family and one kindred. The light of heavenly love will shine, and the gloomy darkness of hatred and enmity will be dispelled as far as possible. Universal peace will raise its pavilion in the midmost heart of creation, and the blessed tree of life will so grow and flourish as to stretch its sheltering shade over the east and the west. Strong and weak, rich and poor, contending kindreds and hostile nations, which are like the wolf and the lamb, the leopard and the kid, The lion and the calf will treat one another with the utmost love, unity, justice, and equity. The earth will be filled with knowledge and learning, with the realities and mysteries of creation, and with the knowledge of God.
I got a problem, Daryl.
You got a problem. Will be. A lot of will be's, yes.
Yeah. All we got to do is look at the world today and we can understand why it might be difficult to put any trust or faith in this description. I mean, this is a beautiful picture here that Abdul Baha is painting. And yet, turn on the news. And you know I'm old because I turned my TV on like this, okay? Turn on the news. Listen to the news for today, and, you know, in the next paragraph, he'll be talking about the century of Baha'u'llah. So, I mean, this is an amazingly beautiful description, and it's kind of a repeat of promises that were made even before. It's just a different interpretation of what this really means. And yet, for those people living today or having lived in the last century, how do you keep faith? How do you continue to, I don't know, to keep faith that this is going to happen? And again, that's just a rhetorical question. That's a whole other topic. I don't know about you, but I keep reading. And I still believe. But admittedly, sometimes, like I said, all you got to do is turn on the news. And it's a downer, man. It's a downer.
And what I have to say is that were I not a Baha'i and recognize that there are two simultaneous things happening here at the same time, the old world order, the warring nations, and all of that is going to happen and it's going to be torn down. But the hope and the light at the end of that tunnel is Baha'u'llah and Baha'u'llah's teachings, because you can see both of them happening at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and were I not a Baha'i, I might not see that light at the end of the tunnel, but I do see it because in the faith, you know, we have these people who do treat each other as one human family, and who act like the world is one country. So there's two simultaneous things going on.
And I think that's, frankly, on a personal level, once again, that's part of my issue is, you know, reading about these things coming to pass. I think kind of subconsciously, I was thinking, this stuff is going to, I mean, the negative side of this process, the deterioration and destructive side of this process, which is also necessary. But I was thinking this is going to be happening down the road. I did not think that in my lifetime, it's not like I was thinking it consciously, but I certainly did not think that we would see such clear signs of the, you know, the crumbling of the old world order in our lifetime, you know. And of course, this is just the beginning. I mean, that's what we're told. This is, you know, the foundations being laid. This is just the beginning. And, you know, I mean, so these wonderful, you know, these wonderful, you call them prophecies, but these descriptions, I mean, among the nations, peoples, kindreds, and governments, love and amity will prevail. Click, turn on the news. Cooperation and close connection will be firmly established. The 5 continents of the world will become as one. Peoples and nations will be so commingled and united that the human race will become as one family and one kindred. We all believe this. I mean, we all believe it. We do. Yes. But when you look at, again, I think it really, at least for me, emphasizes the importance of independent investigation of the truth. Because that's one of those Baha'i precepts, independent investigation of the truth. And so this allows us to feel comfortable reading this taking it to heart, even with the difficulty of seeing what we see. We know we have a greater understanding of the process that we are, fortunately and or unfortunately, a part of, or that we are witnessing.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, I'll stop editorializing. Usually, what you do is you stop me, Daryl. You didn't do that.
What's 1,000 years?
Say that again.
What's 1,000 years?
What did he say? I only have on one
What's
hearing aid today.
1,000 years from 1844? 2844.
Oh, God.
Right.
You know what? Giving me a number helps. And I never really did the math. And you did say 1,000 years. Yeah. So
The
we're a
question
blip.
the question was, for those of you who can't hear it, was what's 1,000 years from 1844? And we're talking about Baha'u'llah's dispensation. So that means it's not going to happen in our lifetime, folks. For most of us, some of you, if you're around then, I'm sure you'll.
So yeah, keep going to the gym and taking those supplements you might.
Right.
Okay. This song is actually, it's a song, but it's a spoken word thing from Baha'u'llah, from Epistle to the Son of the Wolf. And it is actually, I don't know, it's very, very well known in Baha'i circles. I just love this. Anyway, let's just do it. That's not right. That's right.
Be generous in prosperity and thankful in adversity. Be worthy of the trust of thy neighbor, and look upon him with a bright and friendly face. Be a treasure to the poor, an admonisher to the rich, an answerer to the cry of the needy, a preserver of the sanctity of thy pledge. Be fair in thy judgment, and guarded in thy speech. Be unjust to no man, and show all meekness to all men. Be as a lamp unto them that walk in darkness, a joy to the sorrowful, a sea for the thirsty, a heaven for the distressed, an upholder and defender of the victim of oppression. Let integrity and uprightness distinguish all thine acts. Be a home for the stranger, a balm to the suffering, a tower of strength for the fugitive. Be eyes to the blind, and a guiding light unto the feet of the errant. Be an ornament to the countenance of truth, a crown to the brow of fidelity, a pillar of the temple of righteousness, a breath of life to the body of mankind, an ensign of the host of justice, a luminary above the horizon of virtue, a dew to the soil of the human heart, an ark on the ocean of knowledge, a sun in the heaven of bounty, a gem on the diadem of wisdom, a shining light in the firmament of thy generation, a fruit upon the tree of humility. We pray, God, to protect thee from the heat of jealousy and the cold of hatred. He verily is not ready to answer.
So if you're wondering, how can I be a better person starting out this new year? That's how.
That's how, exactly.
That's how. That's how. Okay. Thank you, Daryl.
No, thank you.
So, continuing on. Hmm. Now in this glorious age, you already read that paragraph, right?
No.
No? Well, then that's where I'll start. Okay, the earth will be filled with knowledge and learning. And I love that. The earth will be filled with knowledge and learning. That's where you left off. With the realities and mysteries of creation and with the knowledge of God. So, science and spirituality. The earth will be filled with knowledge and learning, with the realities and mysteries of creation, and with the knowledge of God. Now, in this glorious age, which is the century of Baha'u'llah, consider how far knowledge and learning have progressed, how fully the mysteries of creation have been unveiled, and how many great undertakings have been embarked upon and are multiplying day by day. Soon will material knowledge and learning, as well as spiritual knowledge, make such progress and display such wonders as to dazzle every day and to disclose
Every eye.
as to I said day, didn't I? Even the glasses aren't. As to dazzle every eye. Thank you. I'm going to read that sentence again. Soon will material knowledge and learning, as well as spiritual knowledge, make such progress and display such wonders as to dazzle every eye and to disclose the full meaning of the verse of Isaiah. For the earth shall be full of the knowledge of the Lord.
So as we discussed, this is the two, there are two simultaneous processes going on here. There is the destructive process that has to do with warring nations and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the other side of that picture.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. We have a question. Yes, Nini.
It's not really a question.
Uh-oh. Well,
To
I'm going
me,
to say, can
okay,
you all
you
hear
have-
her in the Zoom? I guess you got to step up to that mic. I thought it might pick you up, but it's not. I'm sorry.
Just repeat what you just said. What you just said.
You're asking an old man to repeat
I
what they
said
just
that
said.
there are simultaneous processes going on. There's the destructive side of warring nations and that kind of thing. The other side is this. This is the light of Baha'u'llah.
Which is supposed to build in our heart.
Yes.
So I've been watching a lot of remodeling shows, right? So
Okay, where is this
the
going?
demolition is a dirty work,
Ooh.
right?
Right.
However, how many people want to avoid that demolition and they don't
Yes.
want to do a remodeling?
Oh my goodness.
Because a lot of people, like in China, so many people, so like they build in, it's so many people and live in so under reasonable places.
Mhm.
But they're fine with that because they've been living like that,
Oh, you mean under
Right?
places that we might consider unlivable or
Yes.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
but they're
It's
fine with
wrong.
that until now. Couple of the people, or more than couple, but the ratio is 1 to 1,000,000, that they're willing because they want to learn. You could improve your life, so they're willing to do it. They're doing it from their heart.
Right.
But even though people can tell you you could live better, but they don't want to because their heart is hardened. Their heart is like, I've been living like this. It's fine with me. They don't even have a bathroom. They don't have running water. And they're old. And even the house, it's not even a house. It's living area, it's molded, everything. But they don't want to renew it because they're afraid and because there's something they don't know. So a demolition is a dirty work. However, for us to willing to change is even deeper and harder.
Because we have starts in our hearts. We have to.
But then if we look all those years, this world, it is better. Even though it's a lot of ridiculous, evil things going on. But if you compare with before, it is getting better, but it still have a lot of work to do, not just the work, it's the people, the heart of the people.
Which has to be, in fact, we're told that
That's
for
right.
these
Good point.
changes that have to be made, they start with spiritual changes. Yeah.
That's right. Good point.
But I like that. I like what you said, Nini, about yeah, the demolition. That's the process
That's the
we're
dirty
in.
work. That's right.
This is the demolition process. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness, that is so accurate. And
Yep.
oh my, and it's easy if you stop in the middle of the demolition process. No, no, no. If you're in the middle of the demolition process, it is easy to almost ask, why did I even bother?
So
And
that's why, a lot of people, it's like the one who has a heart want to change is 1 to 1,000,000. It's really difficult, but if you keep on to your spiritual and the right-hearted platform, even though it's hard, even though it's little, even though you don't see it like 1,000 years later, it's like, oh, I don't see there's any reason or I don't see any change. But that's not what God wants us to see. God wants us to do.
right.
God never say, okay, you have to see and then I have to prove it to you and then you do it. No. We live, we can do whatever we supposed to do, and then it's good enough.
Yeah, we simply do what we
Not
do.
like, oh, I don't see it, I don't see the point.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to see it. You're not God.
Yeah, that's true. We can't see it from that perspective, but we can still we can do exactly what Baha'u'llah told us to do right here. And that's
Yeah,
right.
but we
That's
do
right.
have help. We have the words. We do
Yes.
have help. We have the spiritual connections.
Yeah.
We do have help.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Okay, yes, for the earth shall be full of the knowledge of the Lord. And I will say this before I read this next paragraph. Notice that those two things, knowledge, will be full of knowledge, and learning and knowledge of the Lord, they're not diametrically opposed to one another.
Right.
They are part of the same process. Consider likewise that in the short span of time since the advent of Baha'u'llah, people of all nations, kindreds, and races have entered beneath the shadow of this cause, the cause of God, if you will. Christians, Jews, Zoroastrians, Hindus, Buddhists, and Persians all consort together with perfect love and fellowship, as if for 1,000 years they had belonged to the same kindred and family. Indeed, as if they were father and son, mother and daughter, sister and brother. This is one of the meanings of the fellowship between the wolf and the lamb, the leopard and the kid, and the lion and the calf. And we're going to stop there. I know we'll be starting a new chapter next week. We've still got about one page, basically one page to go with this, but we are, we're short of time. But this gives you a different viewpoint of what do all those things mean about all these animals laying down together. No, it's talking about people around the world finally coming together, recognizing their oneness, unifying. And we now know that the process of that occurring ain't always going to be pretty. I think, when I think about the 60s, the age of Aquarius, and it was all supposed to be this beautiful thing, but no, the outcome will be, but the process of getting there is not going to always be beautiful. So at this time, as always, we like to allow anyone who would like to share a prayer or a song or a reading of your choosing. This is that time. And is Andy with us today? Andy's with us. So we can have our Andy Murphy moment, as we always like to have. Andy, do you have something to share with us? Is he there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can't hear you yet.
Okay, there is something wrong this week. I am not. I get an error message saying that I cannot that I cannot put my video on like I have,
Oh.
like I used to. The host, it says the host is not allowing me to do
Yeah,
that.
you can do it now, sorry.
And try now, Andy.
There we
you
go.
are.
How you doing, Andy?
Now I'm doing okay, but
I'm gonna turn that up just a tad.
but this week was exceptional. At no point during the time when I wanted to ask a question was I allowed to unmute or to put my video on
Oh,
today.
wow.
But I don't know if this was an accident or if it was deliberate, but okay. Here is something in a comment in the chat. Somebody had mentioned the problems and the difficulties that are happening in Iran. In
Okay.
the honor of these wonderful people here, I want to play a song that has been repurposed with a spiritual meaning, a spiritual significance. Unfortunately, I do not know the words to this, but I do know the melody, and I'll play it. Now, just a second. All right. Were you able to hear that, what I just played?
Yes, we could hear you. Uh-huh.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you. As you can see, we know that song. At least we know the chorus. That was beautiful. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay. Is there anyone else who would like to share?
Yeah, I got prayer. O Lord, my God, my haven in my distress, my shield and my shelter in my woes, my asylum and refuge in time of need, and in my loneliness, and my companion, in my anguish, my solace, and in my solitude, a loving friend, the remover of the pangs of my sorrows, and the pardoner of my sins. Wholly unto thee do I turn, fervently imploring thee with all my heart, my mind, and my tongue, to shield me from all that runs counter to thy will in this, the cycle of thy divine unity, and to cleanse me of all defilement that will hinder me from seeking, stainless and unsullied, the shade of the tree of thy grace. Have mercy, O Lord, on the feeble, make whole the sick, and quench the burning thirst. Let in the bosom wherein the fire of thy love doth smolder, and set it aglow with the flame of thy celestial love and spirit. Robe the tabernacles of divine unity with the vesture of holiness. Set upon my head the crown of thy favor. Illumine my face with the radiance of the orb of thy bounty, and graciously aid me in ministering at thy holy threshold. Make my heart overflow with love for thy creatures, and grant that I may become the sign of thy mercy, the token of thy grace, the promoter of concord amongst thy loved ones, devoted unto thee, uttering thy commemoration and forgetful of self, but ever mindful of what is thine. O God, my God, stay not from me the gentle gales of thy pardon and grace, Deprive me not of the well springs of thine aid and favor. Neath the shade of thy protecting wings, let me nestle, and cast upon me the glance of thy all protecting eye. Loose my tongue to laud thy name amidst thy people, that my voice may be raised in great assemblies, and from my lips may stream the flood of thy praise. Thou art in all truth, the gracious, the glorified, the mighty, the omnipotent. Prayer from Abdul Baha.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Terry.
Terry.
Thank you so much. Is there anyone else who'd like to share? Ah, yes,
I'd like to say a prayer.
please.
Can you
Create
step up
in me
to,
a pure heart, O my God.
can you step
and
up to the
renew
mic,
a tranquil
please?
conscience within me, O my hope.
Just so they can hear you in Zoom, so please.
Yes.
Create in me
A pure heart.
a pure heart, O my God, and renew a tranquil conscience within me, O my hope. Through thy spirit and
Spirit of holiness.
Through the spirit of power, confirm thou me. No, sir, continue. I'm just a helper.
Through the spirit of power, confirm thou me.
confirm thou me in thy cause, O my best beloved, and by the light of thy glory, reveal unto me thy path, O thou the goal of my desire.
Through the power.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I thought that might be in the prayer book. I know that's in the prayer book. Create in me a pure heart. Oh my God. But I'm not seeing
Okay.
it.
Is there anyone else?
Oh, there it is, 164.
Okay.
Okay. So as always, we like to remind everyone that this is a community effort, a joint effort, and if you happen to be participating or even, just consuming, well then we look at that as support, for which we are very grateful. But also here locally, we have people who, we come to you through the Clearwater Baha'is website, and people from different communities going to make it happen. If you happen to be local, we're usually here. We have various reasons we might not be here, but usually at 10 a.m. on Sunday morning. And so you could be here and share with us live. But also, if you happen to be, you can find us on Facebook. Usually just through my page, I post our programs afterwards. But also, you can come in again through Facebook at 10 a.m. on Sunday. And of course, we have the Zoom through clearwaterbahais.org. And if you are someone who is interested in learning more about the Baha'i faith, or you already are, you know about the faith and you want to know more, there are some valid and credible websites that are always available to you. And what are those websites, Daryl?
And they are www.baha'i.org, www.baha'i.us, www.bahaiteachings.org, and locally, www.clearwaterbaha'is.org.
Yes. And I see in Facebook, I see we've got Ralph, we've got Sharon A. I don't know who else, because I don't want to take the time to scroll. But yes. And right here in the room, we have this lovely lady who offered up a brief prayer. Do you mind telling us your name?
Sure. My name is June Mara. I'm a Baha'i from Connecticut. I've recently moved to Lake Placid.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. And we're so glad you could join
Welcome,
us this
June.
morning. Yes, welcome. We're so glad you could join us. And it's been a couple of weeks since we've done this, Daryl, and there's a sequence which I do not remember.
There's
So-
a sequence that you don't remember.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I know we talk about this, we talk about the websites, and after that, I guess we've got about 5 minutes, so now it's time to,
After that, always Daryl
Yeah.
has something to
Oh,
share.
yeah,
About
It's-
love,
it's getting bad, folks.
Really, I do. It's been so long since, you know.
we don't
What-
forget.
What I have to tell you is, what I always have to tell you is that if you happen to be one of the people on this planet who is loved, then you are truly, truly, truly blessed. And the one thing that you can do to improve conditions in this world is to take that love that is given to you and to share it with the rest of the world. Share it with everyone you know. And if you do that, I can tell you it won't cost you anything. And I guarantee you that the world will be a better place. Thank you all for joining us. Allow power.
Maybe I need both hearing aids. O people of justice, be as brilliant as the light, and as splendid as the fire that blazed in the burning bush. The brightness of the fire of your love will no doubt fuse and unify the contending peoples and kindreds of the earth. Whilst the fierceness of the flame of enmity and hatred cannot but result in strife and ruin, we beseech God that He may shield His creatures from the evil designs of His enemies. He verily hath power over all things. Let your vision be world embracing. Let your vision be world embracing. Let your vision be world embracing. Let it be world embracing. Let it be a world embracing. Watch over yourselves, for the evil one is lying in wait, ready to entrap you. Gird yourselves against his wicked devices, and led by the light of the name of the all-seeing God, make your escape from the darkness that surroundeth you. Let your vision be world-embracing, rather than confined to your own self. These are the words of Baha'u'llah. Let it be world embracing. Let your vision be world embracing. Let your vision be world embracing. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be world embracing. Let it be a world embracing.
Aloha.
Aloha, everyone.
Now,
Have a good week, and we hope we see you all here again next week. And we're going to